Hey everyone! Welcome to another music reaction video. I'm Nethercloud, and today we're going to be checking out Ode to Fury by Miracle of Sound. This song looks to be inspired by the game God of War, and you guys probably guessed that this is kind of cool for me because we do a lot of gaming content here on the channel. The music reactions were kind of a secondary idea thrown in there, but they've gotten a good reaction. So when the opportunity comes to engage with something that crosses those two interests, it's just perfect for me because those are my two passions in life. They've always been gaming and music. I spent a lot of time recording, performing, and just being in and around the music scene. But over the last few years, I've transitioned mostly into doing gaming content. So this is great. When we get to do both at the same time, it really tickles me, and I'm looking forward to getting into this. This is a song that was submitted through our community Discord. If you guys are interested in joining us over there to talk about music, games, all that stuff, it's down in the description, along with all the relevant social links, and right next to that subscribe button. So boop, that little button there, and we'll all hang out together, have some fun. We're going to be doing a bunch of one-offs for a little while now. I might have talked about this in the last few videos, but we've done a lot of deep dives and going into single bands for extended stretches. We're going to be doing a lot more of that. I've got a few on the list that I want to dive into. I won't get into specific details because, the ADHD brain, it'll change and move and meld and do all sorts of weird things on me. So let's just do some one-offs, have some fun, see what we can come up with, see what people have suggested, and then from there we'll go on some lengthier journeys into other endeavors. As I've said before, these videos are all recorded in batches, so I'll record a whole big bunch of them, set them to release. So when you guys comment, please do understand that I may have recorded some of these videos weeks or possibly even months before they're put out, so that when you're commenting, I am reading the comments and putting things together for future releases based on what you guys are suggesting, but there is going to be a bit of a delay behind that because I usually do like to try and record at least a few weeks to maybe up to 2 months ahead of time. So I'm not ignoring you, and I appreciate all the input. It's really been wonderful to see people coming out and enjoying these videos because I'm really enjoying making them, and my cat likes them too. He does little dances. Not really, but it's fun to imagine because he's an adorable little boy, and I love him. Shameless cat dad. Anyway, I'm rambling, as I always do, and you guys know that if you've been here for a while. Let me make sure that I'm on the right screen so I don't screw this up, and let's check this out.
Bellows of pain and scraping of chains, the echoes they taunt and deceive me. Oceans of flame and rivers of shame, the fury it never leaves me. Grief in the snow, the winter of woe has come here to judge and bereave me. Lock up the rage, it rattles the cage, the fury it never leaves me.
So very cool. They're choosing a lot of great scenes from the game. I've never played it all the way through myself, but I have seen a lot of playthroughs and looked at a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. I'd love to actually get at it one day, but there's so many games to play. I think it's cool that they've actually done the lyrics on the bottom and subtitles within the official video. It's always nice to be able to know what they're saying. We've experimented a little bit in the past with putting closed captioning on or bringing up a separate window with the lyrics. Anybody who's been here for those knows that I struggle a little bit with that because it's a lot to juggle, and I either wind up reading ahead in the lyrics or not paying attention to the video while I'm trying to follow the lyrics. So it's a little bit of a dance. So this makes it a lot easier, gives it a more accessible situation. Words are hard, guys. You guys know that. So as you know, we often go back to the top after the first stop here. The rhyme scheme is a little bit straightforward, which is fine. I don't mind a little bit straightforward. It's just right there. It's got that just steady drum Viking feel vibe, just very straightforward in a good way. It's accessible. It's what you would expect from something of this style, and I'm here for it.
Bellows of pain and scraping of chains, the echoes they taunt and deceive me. Oceans of flame and rivers of shame, the fury
I remember that fight.
Rage, it rattles the cage, the fury, it never leaves me.
So so stopping at the same point. Back to the subtitles thing a little bit. It's great to have it. I don't know if anybody else goes through this. I have issues with subtitles when I'm watching movies and films and stuff. I have to actually like actively tell myself to look at the images. For some reason, when there are words on screen, I lock in on them and I almost don't see what's going on. So if you see me being a little focused, it's kind of the opposite of what you would expect. It's not that I'm trying to focus on the words that are on the screen. It's that I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss what's going on in the action. Now, we're looking at video game clips, and it's always just going to be like badass CGI stuff going on. It's not like we're looking into some story where it's, we're watching a murder mystery, and the fact that they pan over this little like glint of light looking at a key is, significant because that lets you know that the bad guy actually locked a door somewhere. But whatever. We just got video game badassery going on, so it's not as important that I catch every little glint in detail as if we were watching some sort of intricate series on Netflix or something, or some crazy movie. But I do have to focus just that little bit. It's an odd thing. Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced the same thing. If I know I have friends that they literally said things like, I can't hear without my subtitles. Like they have to have the subtitles on because it's just the image is so distracting that they can't tell what's even being said without the subtitles. And I'm kind of the opposite. And I think it's a very interesting phenomenon how some of us process different forms of stimuli. Whole of the rabbit hole of neuropsychology. So let's actually listen to the song because good stuff. Gotta love a giant leviathan serpent type creature.
So deeply, try as I may to hide it away, the fury it never leaves me. Long I suffered the hunger, long I silenced the cry, long I fled from the thunder to ascend, still I try to carry the pain, to keep it contained.
Nice rhyme while it's breaking the consistent end of the sentence rhyme. Hold on. Pain contained till the end. So they're rhyming pain with contained, but contained isn't the last word like pain is in that phrase. It's nice. It's a little different than the standard end of the line rhyming that they've been doing up to this point. It's a nice little piece of flavor they're putting in there. I like that. Are we supposed to like Kratos? That's something that's kind of always hit me. Is I don't think we're supposed to like him, but at the same time we are. He's kind of I don't know if I want to call him an anti-hero, but he's very much ambiguous in that way. There's aspects, and maybe that's the whole point, is that there's no good or bad intrinsically, that everybody embodies both concepts at some point in their journey through life. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little too deep for video games, but I don't think he's a good guy and I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's just there and going through a journey. And I like stories like that don't overtly say these are the good guys, these are the white hats, these are the bad guys, these are the black hats. That's just, these are people, these are existences, these are experiences, because that's what life is. There are no black and white concepts in life. Not concepts, but I digress often and shamelessly. There's no real black and white when it comes to good and evil. We exist in a world of grays, and it's interesting to see characters that are portrayed in a way that you can't tell. Should I be excited that he's winning, or should I be upset that he's winning? When he kills someone or when he kills a god, whenever, is that something to cheer for, or is that something that's like a piece of us dying, that we're watching the bad guy win? You know what I mean? I think it's a fun and interesting concept, and I think characters that are written dynamically like that are a lot more interesting and pull us into the stories a lot more than someone who's like, yeah, Superman is the good guy, and he beats up Lex Luthor, who's the bad guy, and it's just clear and just overtly what it is. There's no nuance. Now, I don't want anybody to jump on me about Superman and the lore of that world down in the comments, because I do know that the more modern interpretations and the different styles and different books and titles and all that stuff, series, whether it's live action or animated, there have been a lot more interesting and nuanced tellings of the story of Superman. So I'm just talking about the old school one from way, way back when it was just the good guys, the bad guys. You know what I mean? So, again, interesting characters. I like the song a lot. I feel like there's not much to say about specifically the song itself. I think it embodies the personality of Kratos, the pain and the passion of it all. It's solid. It's straightforward. I like it. It's one of those things, if it came on while I was having a few drinks, I'd be like, like raise the mead in the air. Something that you can picture yourself in a tavern, like almost if you were embodying your D&D character and you're out there having a drink at the local tavern with your party before you leave, and there's the band in the corner banging on these big war drums and singing like this. It's like it gets you moving, gets your energy up. I'm not sure I'm going to be putting it on like my standard issue playlist. Definitely not on my like sad crying breakup playlist. We all have different playlists. I realized I really like sad songs, guys. I was sitting in a point of self-reflection. This video is going off the rails, so let's just run with it. I was sitting in this point of self-reflection where I was listening to some playlists that I've made for people, and I legitimately went to therapy last week and was like, all of my favorite songs are sad. Like, I mean, there's happy songs and there's like angry songs and there's fun songs on the list. But when you get really into it, my upper echelon of like, this is the go-to stuff. This is the stuff that I connect with, that I resonate with, are all sad songs. And I'm really in this place of reflection with it. Like, am I sad? And I'm listening to stuff to like, am I sad because I'm listening to the songs, or are the songs I'm listening to sad because I'm sad, type of thing? I had a friend who was like, it was kind of a joke, but he was like, yeah, I used to think I was depressed, but then I just realized that my favorite band was Radiohead. So funny, but like, the music we listen to influences us, and it can also take us through a journey. When I was younger, I used to process anger through music because I grew up with a very angry father. Again, these videos just get weirder and weirder, and less about it doesn't matter. But anyway, I used to take my sadness, listen to music that was sad but had that like gritty edge to it, and that would pull me through to anger, and that would lead me to that point of like pushing back against the thing that was hurting me. And that gave me the strength to rise above what was going on. Now, anger is not a healthy emotion to just dwell on, but that was the coping mechanism I had at the time. I've learned much better coping mechanisms as I've grown older and as I've gone to therapy and all of that. But I would rather my younger self get a little angry and fight back and find a way through than to get so depressed that they crawl into a hole and die. I wouldn't be here if that's what happened. So sometimes a little anger can get you out of a bad funk. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's wind this back a little bit and actually listen to the lyrics of the song. What am I even talking about? I don't know. How you guys doing? Let me know in the comments if anything. Talk about anything. Just tell me things. Tell me stories. I'm broken. So fucking broken. That reminds me of Jonan Vasquez's comic book, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. He talks about being a waste lock. And there's a lot going on in those comic books, but I think of that in the sense of like Kratos and like some of the really like darker, well-written characters. They seem to take on the world's burdens and contain them within themselves and almost like become a jail cell for the negativity and the pain and the suffering of the world. They take it all in, and when they die, as long as they don't let it back out, when they die, the pain dies with them. They bear the burden so others don't have to. That's like, I feel like that's what makes Kratos' character fall on that side of good as opposed to evil. But he is not dealing with that pain. He is legitimately like just fist held, clenched. I hold this, and it only gets released when I die, and it doesn't get released back to the world to cause more pain. It gets released into the void, to the ether, to dissipate into the blackness of the vacuum of nothingness. And so that's like an interesting concept. Again, these are not healthy things from a real life therapeutic stance, but they do make for interesting writing of characters. It makes them a little bit volatile. It creates this tension, this inner turmoil that wants to come out, and this outer resilience that wants to keep it in, which is great character writing. And the song is embodying that very well. Exactly. Like as if my words and the thoughts inside the composer's brain are working in unison, almost as if I had watched the video beforehand. I have not. It's the first time. You guys know I do blind reactions here. If I've seen something before and I'm doing a reaction, I'm not necessarily reacting to the song. Like we recently did full one-take vocal reaction to one of Tatiana from Ginger's vocal performances, and I'd heard the song before, but we reacted to that. She's amazing, by the way. If you haven't listened to Ginger, that whole band is epic. We did a whole deep dive on that. Go back and watch those. Definitely worth a listen, especially if you're into the heavier stuff. But yeah, let's look at those lyrics again. Pour out the anger and hide it away, lest it spill to the blameless and lead them to pain, which is exactly what I was talking about. These characters hold that pain and that anger and everything, and they do it so that others don't feel it, but it is a burden they bear. And they have to be constantly aware that if they fail in their duties, they'll hurt others. Man, I really like, guys, if you've got more stuff like this where it's video game characters and stories with the music, this is the type of stuff I absolutely love to do, because I don't just have to talk about the music. We can get into character development and stories and all of that is very interesting to me. So hit me with as much of that as you can.
I will cover the shame so the innocent
Very cool. Very cool. The composer did an amazing job embodying the character and the feel of it. The song was well written, well produced. Everything was clear. Loved the lyrics. Loved the vibe. Perfect blending of the game and the sounds. I don't even know what else to say. I ran my mouth pretty hard in the middle there. I get a little long-winded. I'm not going to apologize because you guys keep telling me stop apologizing. We're here for you. We're here for it. We want to hear the stories. We like the openness, and I'm glad because that's what I like to do. I like to just talk about life. It's not just about the songs. This is a conduit and a medium for me to talk and connect with you guys and anybody out there who is feeling the same and is interested in the same things. It's about the connection. It's about coming together. I know that sounds cheesy. I do get quite cheesy in these videos. There are some that I legit have breakdowns and cry and all that stuff, but I enjoyed that. That was fun. Great song for if you're out having some drinks with friends and just singing, and it's almost like that, almost like piratey, because Vikings are almost, they're different kinds of pirates. Oh, God, I'm gonna get roasted for that one. But it's like that, raise your glass of rum or your glass of mead, and we've all felt it. We've all felt the anger, the pain, the turmoil of life, and it's solid message, solid imagery, solid everything. And I hope one day to sit down and play through the game. There's a lot of stuff in there I've never seen. I've seen a lot of the earlier bits of the game. Never seen anyone go all the way through. I've had some people explain the basic gist of the story. Anyway, God of War is a classic. All iterations of it. It's been around in many forms, and all of the games are good from what I've seen. I don't have enough time in my day. There are about a dozen games that I want to do playthroughs of, and I keep getting more. The catalog grows, and even though I stream full time, link to the Twitch in the description, I still can't quite find enough time to play everything that I want to play. So I guess we're going to leave it there. Video's getting a little long in the tooth here. So I look forward to seeing everybody in the next one. You all take care of yourselves out there and be well.
Bellows of